tafadhali, mimi nawauliza kwa unyenyekevu, nyinyi ndio mmetupatia hizi kazi, mmetupatia nyinyi vijana.
Hoya guys, back to our YouTube channel. Don't try to swipe up this video. Na guys, kama hii video haitakuguza, ensure unani-comment vibaya kwenye comment section. Kama haitakuguza. You guys, this is stupidity. Nawaambia, especially Busia County. Watu wangu wa Busia County. Unajua hii kitu imeniuma sana na nikaona lazima nizungumze. Na sikuwa nataka kusimama any seat Busia County. But for now, nimedeclare I'm going to vie MCA seat in Teso South, Amkura East Ward. Nawaambia kwa nini nimeamua kwenda kuvai MCA seat. Unajua guys, Busia County imekaa miaka mingi zaidi bila maendeleo. Rais amekuwa kiingia pale uongozini. Rais anaingia anatoka, Busia iko tu hivyo. Mwingine anaingia anatoka, Busia iko tu hivyo. Watu wa Busia hamjawahi uliza shida inakuwa wapi. Unajua nimeshtuka sana, Edwin Sifuna amekuwa pale. Senators mashinani. Mtu ako na 2 cars. Huyo ni Speaker of the County Assembly. Ako na gari 2 na ako na 11 drivers. Unaona guys? Then you are going to be shocked. Mtu anatumia 4.9 million Kenyan shillings. Eti anajaribu verifying kama hii ni level 4 ama 5 hospital. Na wakati ambapo hiyo kitu imekuwa labeled tayari, yeye anaona hii level 4, hii level 5. But bado anatumia 4.9 million Kenyan shillings kuverify, kuconfirm. Huyo ni Paul Otuoma. Hiyo kitu imeniuma sana, I can tell you. Venye tunaongea inaniuma sana. You guys, unajua tunatoa taxes kwa njia mingi. Si eti kwamba una kazi, then utoange tax, so haikuumi. Unajua venye hata umekaa, moment unaenda kubai kitu kwa duka, hiyo kitu imepanda bei. Hizo ni tax unalipa. Unaona watu wangu? So kila mtu analipanga tax. Na hiyo kitu inaniuma, na saizi ningekuwa MCA wa Busia ama Teso South pale Amkura East Ward. Saizi ningekuwa nimepeleka a motion ya kuimpeach Governor Otuoma. I can tell you. Unajua guys, unajua I was just trying to speak with a friend of mine. Anaitwa Engineer Barasa from Busia County. Huyu jamaa alinitumia clips, nikashtuka. Alikuwa anajaribu exposing, but haikufikia watu wengi wa Busia. Haikufikia hao viongozi. Ndo akaniambia jaribu kadri ya uwezo wako uifix ili fikie watu wengi. Ukiangalia ile polytechnic imemaliza more than 20 years. Kwani venye walianzisha pesa zinakulwa tu. Unasikia 5 million, unasikia 10 million zimeenda. So now, ensure umelike video na nasema thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. First of all, nataka tuangalie venye Governor Otuoma anajaribu, ana struggle kujibu maswali ya kina Senator Edwin Sifuna. Juu nao, unajua uwezi tumia 4.9 million Kenyan shillings, eti una verify na kitu unaona tu ndio inaleboliwa level 4, level 5. So anatupiga lecture kwamba hizo dozi zilienda wapi? Kwa verification, confirming. Aish. I think I'm going to vie MCA seat Amkura East Ward. Niko nakuja, mujipange, na watu wa Busia County, especially Teso South, muniambie tu kwenye comment section. Unajua hii ni wakati wa vijana kupigania haki zao. Ni wakati wa vijana kupigania haki za watu wote. Unajua wazazi wetu, by the way, ni wazazi ambao pia utakuja realizing that wanaweza pewa hongo na wanafanya nini? Na wanafanya venye huyo mtu anataka. And guys, nataka niwaambie kitu ya kwanza 2027, acheni kuangalia mwenye anawapatia do. Hiyo ndio problem, hiyo ndio inakuwa problem, especially watu wa Busia County. Wakati ambapo mtu anakupatia do, huyo mtu akifaulu tu pap, nakwambia kitu ya kwanza nakimbia kurejesha hizo do zake. aziweke kwa account zote. Kama alikuwa ametumia 5 million, arejeshe kwanza zote. Unajua si eti atarudisha kutumia mshahara yake, no. Atafanya tu corruption pale county. Na kuna kitu itawafikia. Barabara zitakuwa tu misitu. Unaona? Hata tu borehole, hakuna siku utaona imelaunchiwa. Hizi daraja ndogo ndogo alikuwa anatuambia kwamba atazijenga. But now ukiangalia zile ni mitaro tu. Just to connect, just to link. It was just to link it to, unaona? Ni mitaro tu ndogo ndogo, just to link it ili watu pia wapite juu. Haijafanyika. Ile polytechnic alikuwa anatuambia pale, yenye exposiwa hapa, utaiona. Haijafanyika. Na alituambia ndio kitu ya kwanza. So now I think tuache kuchukua tuangalie viongozi ambao watatufanyia kazi. I can tell you. So acha tuanze na Governor Otuoma in Busia County.
One reads like a fiction story, Governor, that you gave a consultancy at 4.98 million to advise you on whether the hospital should be level 5 when it was already a level 5. You know, this one is drama. Governor, when you read this, does it make sense to you as a CEO?
What do you need consultant services for? Who is supposed to consult for what? I think there is a requirement for a facility to move from one level to another. It's about service provision.
Faced with tough questions, Governor Paul Otuoma struggled to justify why the county hired a consultant for a task that squarely falls under the mandate of the Ministry of Health and the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council.
There was just an arbitrary registration in the county here saying that this is now facility level 4, this is level 5. It was just done arbitrarily. But we all know that there's a method and process which you have to go.
Senators also raised concern over a sharp decline in Busia County's revenue collection, warning that millions of shillings may have been lost without trace. They also questioned the sudden drop in parking fee collections, hinting at a possible scheme by county officials to siphon public funds.
If you go down to fiscal planning and development, that is 10. You collected 4.9 million prior year, and that year you collected 2.5 million. Where did 2.4 million go?
So if you have brought numbers that show a 50% decline, this is in the 2023-2024 financial year, you should have already asked for an explanation from your chief officer. You can't do that exercise now. Because if you are seeing these numbers for the first time with us here,
No, Chair.
it's very unfortunate.
We cannot continue staying silent. And Mr. Otuoma, you're my friend. Odima, you're my friend. I know you'll see this thing. Odilo, you people, wherever you are, I don't know whether you will come here telling us, yes, we know Ojamong did his part. But we can't continue staying this way. Our resources are we are paying taxes, and yet our children cannot access our school. This is nonsense. And we are not going to accept it. Who says that we should accept such kind of stupidity? Unless we are quacks. We are not quacks. We are not quacks. We are not quacks. And I'm saying we are not quacks. And who says that we are quacks? Can he confirm that what is happening here is good? We are not quacks. I was giving a view of the side, the back side. This is the front side. Can you people look at this smart institution? Is there any source of power? Such a smart institution where you can put an IT, you can bring power. Students can be able to do their things in an humble way. We don't have noise from vehicles. If we ever went to school, most of the institutions do not want even where noise is. And some few stupid idiots, dumbocrats, feel that the best thing they can do is to start telling us that we are stupid. And we are telling, this is Amukura East, and we are saying, Mr. Otuoma, I'll come to office. Whoever knows me, naitwa Dennis Baraza, I'm an engineer. I don't fear. I want this institution to start off or tell us where the money for this school went. Whether you don't have the budget, kindly ensure the school is. Was the school meant for these Ngombes? Was the school for Ngombes or for the community? Do the Ngombes pay the taxes? Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. And whoever thinks that this does not belong to Busia, this is Busia. Can Can we not read the poster? What does the poster say? Proposed completion of what? Administration block and Kisuma VTC Mukura eastward. We are saying we want this thing to complete. We cannot allow our children to continue being thieves, to continue getting pregnant. You know, not everybody can go to the university. Even personally, I went through those VTCs before I went to the diploma and the degree that I did. Those stupid idiots who feel that this school do not belong to this community, we want this school to start on, and we are saying we don't.
Na huyu governor pia guys, nilikuwa nafikiria kwamba Paul Otuoma ndo atakuja kubadilisha Busia County. Unajua Jamong alienda kainvest Uganda. Jumali yake mingi 80% iko Uganda. So zile do alikuwa na zile do zilikuwa zinatoka kwa national government. Akizipata anaenda tu anafanya miradi zake pale. Unajua regime ya William Ruto ni regime ya promise, ya kupromise na hawatekelezi. Unaona guys, na ndo nakwambia kuanzia kwa William Ruto, Paul Otuoma, Busia County, Mary Emase, kwanza huyo alifanya vijana wengi wakakufia pale parliament. I think aende tu one term. Huyo ni member of parliament, member of parliament Teso South. Aende tu one term. Juu alifanya vijana wakakufa wengi, alipitisha finance bill. Unaona 25th of June 2024 vijana wakakufa wengi. So huyo sio mtu wa kumpatia tena kura. Unaona guys? Next ni MCA wako. MCA wako ni hardworking. Amewafanyia nini? That's why nawaambia Leonard Emurait. Watu wengi wanamtambua kama Onyondo. In Teso South pale. Watu wengi wanamtambua kama Onyondo. No guys. So aende one term. I'm coming for that seat. Niko nakuja. Unafikiria na joke? So now, acha tuangalie venye huyu county speaker wa Busia pia anatuambia kwamba yeye ako na gari 2 na ako na drivers wangapi? 11, wote anawalipa do. Guys, kuna mchezo Kenya. Nawaambia tu kuna mchezo Kenya. Sikiza.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah? So we must be loyal, we must pay fidelity to the law. Otherwise, it's going to invite a lot of problems. And I hope that scenario is not going to play out in Busia. It has played out in my county, where the speaker is impeached, and then the members gang up to find another member to chair the board. And then during that period, there's a lot of looting and bad things that happen. And yet the law requires the vice chair of the board to be the one to take over. So please, we must emphasize that.
Luckily for us, we are politicians. So we can pick up signals of what is happening and what is going on. They might not want to say it because it's very difficult for some of these interested parties to express themselves freely when their bosses are seated there. You will leave Busia tomorrow, chair, but he has to remain here and to deal with the consequences of the proceedings here. So I think we leave it at that. But
maybe one just in a minute. So Speaker, what you are telling us is that you sat, these deliberations was not done you alone. You sat as the County Assembly Service Board and you decided that the acting clerk should be the current director. Number finance, 2, the director of finance. So it was a board decision, number 1. Number 2, so that you answer both, is I wanted to, is whether this decision after making it, apart from experience, do you have legal department within the county assembly that maybe you consult before making that decision? Maybe if you can clarify those 2 issues.
The assembly, in fact, in terms of, yes, we had a department, we had a legal officer, but unfortunately the legal officer has left for other greener pastures. So the entire assembly, we only have a contractual legal officer. We don't have legal officers in the assembly.
What about the decision through the chair? Was it a board decision or you as the speaker?
It was a board decision, yeah.
Okay, now, CPS Samuel Odima, is he in the room?
Yes.
Who's Samuel Odima?
Yes, Chair, I'm here.
You're also acting Assistant Director of Finance?
Yes, sir.
Why are you acting Assistant Director of Finance and not substantive?
Actually, I was also appointed by the board to be the acting assistant director of finance.
Speaker, why is such an important position on acting? Because the substantive Director of Finance has gone to be the clerk. You don't have an Assistant Director of Finance, is in acting position. How will you achieve your objectives with that kind of team?
Chair, there's an audit report, the one that we dealt with you at the Senate back there. The recommendation that time from that report and what the House passed that time was to put the officers, 2 of them, out of office as investigation go on. Apparently, when Rambo, Director of Finance, left and the clerk that time, the entire department, we did not have any person qualified to be an accountant. So the only thing that we could do that time, because we have a ceiling within the assembly, that the employees are overemployed, we sourced expertise from the executive. We actually wrote a letter to executive requesting that they second for us officers to the assembly. It applied to him and also to the internal auditor.
So Mr. Odima is seconded from the executive?
From the executive.
It means that in the entire establishment, you have only one CPA?
One.
Only one CPA?
And one, no lawyer, no auditor.
You don't have a lawyer and you are a legislature.
That is the scenario we are in.
You don't have an auditor and you are an oversighting body.
That is the scenario we are in.
You don't have a CPA and yet you're supposed to scrutinize fiscal strategy papers, budgets, and reports of the Auditor General.
Unfortunately, that's the scenario we are in.
So who have you employed? Are you just employing people to play football for the assembly team?
When we joined the assembly, sir, the capping of the assembly given to Busia and I think other assemblies is 100 staff.
Let me ask you, Speaker. We have seen other county assemblies appear before our Budget and Finance Committee to discuss the question of ceilings. Chair, I've seen ceilings being raised, including for my county, Nairobi. Have you come to the Senate to ask or request for that?
Yes, we've done that. Our ceilings have always been raised based on by CARA. When we have a discussion with them, we've never had a problem with that. The problem that I have...
Point of information, the ceilings, oh yes, you're right, CARA. I thought you were saying CRA.
No,
but
CARA.
The ceilings, that decision is made at the Senate.
Okay, but we've always received equivalent to either the way the other assemblies get. The problem that we have here, we had an overstaffing. The first, I think, assembly employed 150 people against a ceiling of 100. And that 100 or 150 people, all those people, they lacked requisite skills. That is the scenario we are in. Because, like, for example, I have 11 drivers with 2 vehicles.
Hey. Naweza ongezewa maji.
So, yeah, Speaker, it's good to describe the problem.
Yes.
But it is you and your board that must solve the problem.
Yes.
It is not the Senate to solve that problem. 11 drivers, 2 vehicles. That is waste of public resources.
I'm told there's this permanent and pensionable issue. There's one, we have 2 cases live actually at the court where 2 people, they tried terminating them under permanent and pensionable. The case has been dragging for the last 7 or 8 years. And the way I'm seeing it, we are not even winning that case. So I don't know how to place myself.
Well, how do you even begin to win? You don't even have a legal department.
No, we've been having one until I think 2 months ago.
Okay.
Just one person. And you know, one person serving an entire assembly is also not easy on legal issues.
Chair, maybe, so what is, when you say you have 2 vehicles and 11 drivers, when you tell them to stand, what do they stand against? Number two, Chair, you know, Senator Sifuna had requested I ask you only 2 questions, so this will be my last. Number 6. I have 6 questions.
No, I think it's not idle talk, because if the governance arrangements are wrong,
yes,
then everything else is wrong.
Yes.
So my only question is on this aspect of staff establishment. So who are your majority staff? Because you are told by OAG they are 128. So who are these people? Because if you are telling there are 11 drivers against 2 vehicles, let's assume 128 plus 11, that's 118 remaining. Who are these 118? Because if you are lacking, if you are lacking the legal person or legal department, which is critical because our business is to legislators like the MCS, if you are lacking audit, so who are these people? Thank you. I hear.
Chair, as he prepares to answer, I do recall that the Employment Act provides for declaration of redundancies. If somebody was employed to do a certain job and that job ceases to exist, you declare them redundant. I mean, there is a procedure for that. Why are you saying you're going to lose the law, the case? And for me, Chair, there is a broader conversation there, and the judiciary must be told that sometimes the law is about common sense. It is not about just insisting on things because somebody has a letter. It is common sense. Even that judge, surely, who is handling that case must know that Kenyans cannot be paying for people who do not have any job to do. What would be the rationale? You know, that is an explanation that I don't expect any rational person to make. So why are you saying you will lose the case?
I'm saying that because I think so far there's a ruling that was made against one employee, and we again reappealed. Not myself. I found the case active. So it was reappealed, and the person still is yet to be totally sent home.
So, Chair, what we can do for the people of Busia, Clerk, Speaker, write to the Senate citing that frustration. In fact, the delay in delivery of or conclusion of those cases, 9 years, we will write to the Chief Justice herself to offer an explanation to people of Busia why a simple employment matter like that can take 9 years in the courts. That's how we can help you. Number two, the law is there. Which lawyers are these you are using? You can declare redundancies clearly. The judge herself should come and show us how she will allocate those 11 drivers on those 2 vehicles. It's impractical, and it is just common sense. This is why some of us, you know,
and that's why we struggle
to fix this country, man.
And we struggle with okay, I don't go to that line, but let's deal with the ones that is in our hands.
Yeah, it's obvious the speaker is
Okay,
paying,
Senator Gataya.
it's obvious the speaker is paying ghost workers now that you have 2 drivers against
Two.
That is a true definition of ghost workers.
They're there.
So when they report, what do they do? When
They sit on the bench outside the assembly. I've been seeing them there. When you give them other assignments, we've actually given some staff different assignments, only for them to go and come back with medical letters and letters from Labor Office. They should be given more lighter duties. So you wonder now which other lighter duties.
That is unacceptable, Chair.
Oh,
I think for the people of Busia, this is something that the Senate must do to cure.
So, Chair, I think you need to tell us the composition of this 118. And Chair, with your indulgence, I have seen compensation of employees. You need to clarify this. In the period ending June 2023, basic salary of permanent employees was 258,584,870. There was an increment of almost 100 million of 358,291,665 on page 19 of your financial statements. So why was this increment? What were you doing here? Who are you employing? So that, Chair, they can answer with what is this 118? Who are these people? Because we have just been told about the drivers which are left.
From 100 million.
How many more questions?
This is 2023 and this is 2024.
The chairs protected you.
But what I can check that we've never employed anybody. I've never employed anybody.
Speaker, let's talk to the numbers.
Yes.
Maybe, Chair, the simpler one the Speaker can ask was, as they look for the other 100 million, the increment in your power. I'm just asking a simple question. What is the segregation of your staff? You have told us about drivers. You don't have audits. You don't have legal. Who are these people? Just a simple, direct question. Are they in catering? Are they in sports? Where are they? Are they clerks?